This is the perfect episode to watch with your partner if you have the privilege and the miracle to have a good partner with you. So say, hey, baby, let's watch these crazy psychologies together. Let's make this educational and transformational experience a date. Let's revolutionize the infrastructure of our relationship today. And maybe if your partner say no, you kind of know that his priority or her priority may not be a relationship sophistication. Or maybe they don't like me, and that's okay. But you try. Please try because it's going to be beautiful if you watch this with your partner. If you don't have a partner, if you're a lone wolf in the world, and nothing bad with that, I love that also. Um, well, you can still watch this podcast because you will be able to understand something that 99% of people they will never understand what I will be talking here today. This is an advanced spiritual teaching, and you will be more prepared. You will be more sophisticated when you go and you uh, conquer a partner. When you realize, or when you finally establish a relationship, you will be better prepared to handle the obstacles of a spiritual relationship with someone because you already know this type of knowledge that you will learn today. So, single or in a relationship, to invest 1 hour of your day in listening to this idea will be one of your greatest investments. Let's go to that is the new keys that I will be doing in every episode before the intro for the next 2000 episodes. And welcome to the most transformative podcast in the world. This is the Mastermind Podcast Challenge. Season 2 with your host, your baby. Come on, activate that energy. Come on, activate that heart chakra. Your papacito, come on, baby, activate that crown chakra. Let's bring it. Let's bring it home today. Your favorite doctor of all time, of all multiverses, the one and only Dr. Derek Israel. And this is the episode. This is a very interesting episode. 569. Ooh, 69. Was this a coincidence? I don't know. Was this a synchronicity? I don't know. 69. Oh, let's talk about relationships and sex, ladies and gentlemen. And before we go into the details of the podcast of today, let me remind you that I'm about, and I promise that this time is true. I'm about to launch officially my first book, Terapia con Derek in Spanish, later the English version, Therapy with Derek. So I am almost there, like almost there. So expect maybe in next week or maybe the next after that, the launch of my first book. Grab your copy as soon as I launch it, because I don't want you to miss this masterpiece that I have been working for 6 years. So, baby, now let's go right into it. What is dual cultivation? That is the subject that we are going to discuss today. Dual cultivation. What is it? And how you can do this with your partner? Well, dual cultivation is a cultivation, and I will explain, but that is made dual, like in two persons at the same time. So I have already talked about in a Spanish episode that is called Cultivando tu energía sexual, cultivating your sexual energy. That is the name on Spanish. And I already talked in that episode about how you can cultivate your sexual energy by yourself, right? Individually. And also in my sexual mastery course, the link is in the description. I talk a lot about individual and dual cultivation there. So if you want more details, you can always go to the course and download the mastery there. Okay. But I didn't touch a lot in that past episode about what is dual cultivation. And this is something that is essential, because you can cultivate your energy within, right? And cultivate means to develop, to sophisticate your energy, to retain your energy in order to transform or to transmute your matter, your body, your psyche, your mind, your heart, and even your reality. Because you are creating the reality that you are living. So if you transmute the projector that is projecting reality, then you transmute reality itself. So when we are talking about cultivation, we are talking about taking care of our energy in order to be better creators in the multiverse. But when we are talking about dual cultivation, we are talking about doing this operation, this cultivation with someone. And most of the time will be your partner, because your partner is the moon to the sun, or the sun to the moon. Is the perfect combination of matter and energy realizing itself in your home. And even if you have an homosexual relationship, this still apply, because relationships are about energy, not about genitals. You see, relationships are about energy, not about genitals. So you may be two men and both of you have penis, but one of you is representing more the moon, more the emotional, intuitive, feminine side, and the other one may be representing more the masculine, Zeus, Apollo, side, more masculine. And also, this apply with intersexual individuals. Also, this apply with gay women. So it's not about sexual orientation. It's more about energetic principles that we are going to be talking about today, and that you can cultivate together in order to make something greater from your relationship. Because what can be greater as a goal in your relationship that to transform your energy, all right, the energy of both of you in something that is greater than you, and something that is greater than the relationship itself. Hey, that is the living sacrifice. The living sacrifice of being with your partner is not only, sacrificing cleaning the bathroom in a Saturday morning, and also the sacrifice of having sex. Maybe you don't want to have sex a day, but you do the sacrifice. Or maybe the sacrifice of raising your children together, blah blah blah. Yes, those are very important sacrifices, but there's more than that. A relationship is a divine constitution, folks. Let me repeat this. A relationship is a divine constitution. So you need to drive and you need to orient yourself, orient each other to a divine principle in your relationship, because that is how you are being similar to the sun and to the moon. You are being similar on the principles of the manifestation of reality. And in the ultimate analysis, that is the replication in relationships, how you manifest a multiverse together. So take this very seriously. Now, if you Google dual cultivation right now, and probably you will find some information, but it's all about sex and how you can cultivate your sexual energy with your partner. And I think that that is the most maybe important part of dual cultivation, or or at least is the most talk part of it, the most discussed part of it. But there's more than just sexual cultivation. So I will be discussing what is sexual cultivation and what is in, how to do it with your partner a little bit in this podcast. But then I will jump to another types of cultivations that you can actually do that not necessarily are sexually orientated, because we are more than just sexual devices, right? Sexuality is priority number one, I think, right? Love, intimacy, sexuality, number one, but it is not all. Definitely, you must cultivate in other areas as well if you want to have better results. So, what is then sexual dual cultivation? Well, basically, this is cultivating your sexual energy to transmute a better reality. And to transmute is a synonym of transform. Don't get lost in the world, in the word. But basically, how you do it? Well, to cultivate your sexual energy with your partner, you need to start cultivating your sexual energy for yourself first. Like, you cannot bring a pure sexual energy to the bed if you are not cultivating your sexual energy in your own life. What you bring to the bed is a reflection of what you bring to life. So, first, you start with yourself. That is the only thing that you can control. If your wife and your husband then they want to cultivate with you in the bed, well, that is pretty good. But if they don't want, you cannot even control that, right? You can ask, but you cannot control. So the only thing that you really can control is how you cultivate yourself. So how you cultivate yourself? Well, first of all, understand that your sexual energy is God. That is the first thing that you need to understand, really, to cultivate. Like, if you have this idea that sexual energy is just biology, or just sperm and eggs, or just porn, or whatever you associate with that word, sexual energy, you are very limited in your sexual energy manifestations. You need to understand that you need to redefine sexual energy as the all encompassing principle in the universe, aka God. Your sexual energy is God. So when you are cultivating your sexual energy, you are cultivating your relationship with God, your unification with God, your union with God. And you do that by respecting your sexual energy, not dissipating not dissipating her. You dissipate, for example, if you are unfaithful to your partner, are you cultivating your sexual energy? No. You are dissipating your sexual energy. If you're a man, you are ejaculating with your lover that is not your wife, and when you ejaculate, you are wasting your sexual energy. If you're a woman, probably you are sucking up the energy of that man that is your lover and not your husband. So your sexual energy, if you're unfaithful, is fragmented. And obviously, this only applies if you have the integrity in the relationship of being faithful to each other and you are breaking that law. But if you are in a relationship that is open in the infrastructure and you both agree to have sex with other people, well, then you are not breaking the integrity. And I don't think that the sexual cultivation will break that much, right? Because you are both agreeing, and maybe that is your spiritual decentralized practice in relationship. But if you have a monogamous relationship in which you are one with one and that's it, and you are being unfaithful, hey, you are not cultivating well your sexual energy. You are not centralizing well your sexual energy for when you go to bed with your partner, you can actually love her to death or love him to death. Of course, cultivating your sexual energy individually also means staying healthy, doing a little bit of sports, doing a little bit of creative activity. Because if you are not creating something new, is your sexual energy that is highly creative will become stuck, stagnant, will become motionless, and you don't want that. So part of your cultivation is following your values. Part of your cultivation is um, doing art. Part of your cultivation is controlling how much porn do you watch. That is very important, because maybe you say, oh yes, Derek, I am not unfaithful, I am cultivating my energy, I don't have any other relationship outside my marriage or my current relationship. But then you every night go to your room and watch porn and masturbate. And hey, that is not bad in itself. Like, I am not judging you, judge. Oh my God, that word, that phrase, judging you, judging. Why so difficult to say judging? Anyways, now I said it. Judging you. I am not judging you. I am just saying, if you're doing that every night, every night, every night, what type of energy you will have for your wife, right? Because in porn, you are wasting energy. You are investing energy on pixels. Do you understand this? You are wasting energy on pixels in a screen, and you are masturbating to that. So nothing wrong, but if you're abusing that, well, hey, cultivate more. Do a spiritual practice instead. Like meditation is perfect for cultivating your individual sexual energy. Kundalini yoga. Just watch a YouTube video about how to do Kundalini yoga. Do that every day, and you will be cultivating your sexual energy. If you're a woman, taking care of the menstrual process, practicing ovaric respiration or egg respiration, that will sophisticate also your sexual energy. If you're a man, practicing testicular respiration, or more common as it is called, breathing to your balls. It sounds harsh, right? Now we have a very sensible society that you cannot even say the word balls to refer to testicles. Well, yes, it's kind of a primitive word, right? A primitive description, but hey, it works. Like, if I am working with a client and I'm working about his sexual energy, if I'm working with a male client and I am trying to explain to him that he needs to breathe to his testicles in order to cultivate his sexual energy. If I say that, they are like, what? What is that? But if I say, hey, man, you need to breathe to your balls, they instantly understand what I'm saying. So that's why I say it, although I know that people may be, you don't supposed to say that. You know. So yeah, you should cultivate first your sexual energy individually, but then you need to do it in the bed. when you are both together, and how you do it in the sexual act, how you do this dual cultivation during your sexual act. First of all, you need to understand that you cannot go into a hurry when you are practicing dual cultivation. If you want to only have sex for 10 minutes and that's it, you are not cultivating. For doing a cultivation session on sexuality, you need at least maybe half an hour minimum, 1 hour or more. Sometimes I can cultivate maybe 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. People can do this a whole day. Back in the day, they used to be a lot of sexual training. Now we don't have that. But they used to train couples to be days and days and days practicing sex and cultivating their energy. For example, in China, they used to put men um, that they had sex all day with different women, and they cannot ejaculate. The challenge was you will have sex all day, but you will transmute and transform your sexual energy. You will not come, you will not ejaculate. So those men were every day having a lot of sex without ejaculation. And just imagine the transformation, the mental transformation for those men. That was crazy. Now today we have 10 minute sex and we are like, oh man, I'm done. Like I need to work tomorrow, right? I need to sleep. Dude, no. Take your time, extend the session. Also, you need to synchronize your breathing when you are having sex. Like if the woman is breathing and the man is breathing, well, you are having a disharmony. You are having an incoherent breathing rhythm between the poles. So it's not that you need to breathe exactly the same all the time, but when you are cultivating, you want at least a couple of minutes of synchronizing your breath and also synchronizing the body movements. Like if both of you were the same wave and you are moving with the same rhythm, that is part of the cultivation. Also, both of you should be visualizing the same. You should have a common goal in the relationship and you should surrender the sexual act to that goal. You can practice affirmations, very similar to sexual magic. Sexual magic, the practice of manifesting realities during the sexual act is part of the sexual cultivation. Now, most of the sexual magic, and I, teach a lot of this in my sexual mastery course. If you want more of that, go to the link in the description. But part of the sexual magic, the most important part is what happened in the orgasm. Because in the orgasm is when you have the most magnetism to impregnate reality with a new form. But sometimes when you are cultivating dually, sometimes you will not have the orgasm because the orgasm is not the protagonist anymore. The orgasm um is not the end anymore. The end of cultivating dually is the process of nurturing each other, with uh with the individual energy. Is transmitting your energy to the woman and the woman transmitting your energy to the man, or to the other woman, and balancing those forces and those energy into a more holistic and centralized energy. That is what are you doing when you are cultivating dually. You are balancing your energies. So the orgasm is not the end goal. Yes, the woman should be having a lot of orgasms during the sexual session. The man, maybe one without ejaculation if you want to do it right. If you want to know how to exactly do that, go to my sexual mastery course. But you should be controlling the orgasm, because if you have the orgasm, sometimes that is the end of the session and that's it. And you don't want that. You want to extend the process. Also, you need to practice intimacy during your dual cultivation. Talk to each other. Talk about problems. Like you can talk during the sexual act. I see a lot of TikTok comments because I discuss a lot of sexuality in my TikTok, and people saying like, I cannot talk and have sex at the same time. I cannot I cannot think and have sex at the same time. Dude, that's your problem. A lot of people can do that. Like, what the hell? I can talk having sex. Why not? If you cannot do anything else, it's because you have your consciousness so fixed in the pleasure that you're wasting right there all your energy. You're not transforming your energy, you are feeling your energy. You are sensing your energy. You are enjoying your energy, and nothing bad with that. Hey, enjoy your energy, but also transform. Transform. The whole point of dual cultivation in the sexual act is that you become one with your partner. And you need to do everything that is necessary in that sexual operation to become one with your partner. To reach a point in that sexual section in which there is no two of you anymore, only one, only one energy, only one substance, only one God. And if you cultivate day after day, like if you have 1 month of, I don't know, maybe you did like 20 sexual sessions of cultivation, dude, you will experience miracles in your relationship. Not only in the intimacy that you will both share, but also you will be both more magnetized, more illuminated to manifest different realities with more potency because you are cultivating together your sexual energy. It's like your sexual energy is only one sexual energy if you cultivate with your partner. And obviously, you will be able to transfer emotions more easily. And when you are able to transfer emotions more easily, you develop more empathy, more attunement, more connection, more emotional intelligence, more support skills, more patience with your partner. And you can help your partner in a more intuitive way, not only in a rational way. You can do that without cultivating, but more in an intuitive way. And intuition in relationships is indispensable. Like you cannot have an amazing relationship without being able to put your intuition to work. Because sometimes a relationship will not make sense logically. In the rational realm, it will not make sense. Only by understanding the intention, the meaning, the spiritual side of the relationship through your intuition is that you will be able to manage all the different obstacles that your relationship will face in your life, in your shared life. So, basically, in a nutshell, that is how you cultivate with your partner. You do sexual sessions in which you are both with the intention of cultivating your sexual energy. You were doing it both individually, but now you are coming together and practice the cultivation with breathing, with mantras, with music, with movement, with visualization, with meditation. You are doing that while you are having sex. You are cultivating, you are manipulating, you are doing magic, you are fusing, you are merging your sexual energies into a more beautiful whole and multiverse, a shared multiverse. So start to practice that with your partner. It's not about sex, it's about dual sexual cultivation. It's about balancing each other's energy, the yin and the yang. The man brings a lot of yang to the sexual session. The woman brings a lot of yin to the sexual session. And through the dual cultivation, when you are both separated again, now the man is yin and yang, and the woman is yin and yang, not only yin or not only yang. And you are more capable that way because you are in a harmonious state, in a coherent state, energetically, sexually, mentally, spiritually. And obviously, that will reflect in your commercial energy, how you conduct business, how you lead an organization, how well you communicate with each other, how much motivation do you have in your life, how well organized you become to have success in your life. Everything is interconnected. Everything is a multiplicity. Life is a network of different portals that you can go through. And you can go into a portal and then you will say, oh my God, where the hell I am? Right? Because every portal is kind of a enigmatic and mysterious and infinitely connected portal to other portals of the relationship and your life. So enough of that. But there's more. There's more about dual cultivation, that it doesn't have to be with sex or related to sex. And this is a wisdom that I have been developing in the last years, because before for me was only dual cultivation in the sexual realm. So I didn't uh, I didn't took a lot of, I didn't took seriously enough these other parts of dual cultivation that I will be discussing. But with my maturity and with the years, and finally I'm having a relationship that is long term. Like before, my long term relationships was only like 2 years maximum. Now I'm in a relationship that we are together. We have been together 4 years now, and I know that is not too much, but for me, it has helped me to understand better other parts of the dual cultivation that I didn't practice or understood in previous relationships that were shorter. So look at this one. The relationship's purpose and meaning. This is also part of your cultivation. Are you cultivating the life purpose in the relationship? What is the purpose of the relationship and what is the meaning of your relationship? This is so huge. Like me and my wife, we have a very clear purpose of why we are together. And for us, this may not be yours. This is for us. This is what work for us. You need to discover your own meaning, and you need to discover with your partner your own purpose. But for us is to build an empire together. That is our purpose. And everything that we do, we do it with that on mind. Like we raise our daughter with that on mind. Like we take the financial decisions, or we make the financial decisions of the house with that on mind. We we decide if we are going to move to another country or to another town with that on mind. Every time we are asking, okay, so what is the best for our empire? Not what is the best for you, Derek, or what is the best for you, Crystal Madrid. No, what is the best? What is the best for the empire? That is our purpose. That is our meaning. And let me be honest. Some people, when they hear us, like close people to us, and we don't have a lot of them, but sometimes, we are social beings. Like people are like, "Oh, but you should be focusing more on this." Like, "Oh, why you're talking about that?" Shut up, man. Take care of your relationship, right? Take care of your multiverse. This is ours. I will not permit no one to have an opinion or on our purpose, on our meaning. I don't care if my father, I don't care if he's her father or his mother or his bro or her brother or my sister or whatever. I don't care if it is my daughter. No one, the president, no one will have a voice on my purpose with my partner. No one. That is something that is divine. And that is something that is built from our ashes, from our shared soul. No one have a voice there. Only her and only me. If she one day wake up and say, Derek, I don't want to build an empire anymore, and I want the meaning of our relationship to be that we're gonna taste any, all the pizzas of the world. We're gonna travel and eat pizza, and that I want that to be the meaning. Well, I will consider that because it comes from her, and she's the 50% of the whole empire and the purpose. And probably I will say, okay, let's go and try some pizza because that is my favorite food. Rice and beans and pizza. That is like my favorite food. Well, not together, right? Separated, right? But those two things, I eat it like cookies. I am the cookie monster, right? So, but only if comes from her, no one else. So make sure that with your partner, you establish a definitive purpose and meaning about why you are together, and not let anyone to disrupt or break that. That is your priority number one. Another type of cultivation, something that you cultivate together with time, with energy, with patience, with plans, with small actions, with big and bold actions as well, is the family culture cultivation. What is the culture of the relationship? I say family because in my case I have a family, I have a daughter, but you can substitute the word family for relationship culture or for the couple's culture. But every country have a culture. Every business, every company has a culture. Every non-profit organization has a culture. Every relationship has a culture. Every family unit, like every household, has a culture as well. So, one of the most beautiful things that you can cultivate with your partner is the culture of the relationship. How you behave every day and what you value. So the purpose is like the goal, right? The meaning and the purpose is the goal and the why you are doing what you are doing. But the culture is the how you are doing it, how you are proceeding, how are the operations and why the operations are like that. What are you valuing in the infrastructure of the culture? For example, in my case with my wife, our culture is very simple. It's very simple. Our culture is based on art. We are both artists. We are both creative multiverses. And our daughter, she's more creative than me and her. She's going to be the queen of the world. I don't have any doubt that my daughter will be the queen of the world. She's crazy creative. She's a genius. Like, she is a genius. It's not because I am her father and all the father. No, she's a genius. Believe me when I'm telling you this. And and for us, our culture is to create art. That is our priority. Every day we are creating. My daughter is painting, my wife is drawing, I am doing a podcast, I'm doing a video, and we don't care. We coexist with that culture of creativity and art surrounding us every day, every day, every day. That is our culture. But what is yours? Right? What is the culture of your relationship? Maybe it's to travel a lot, or maybe your culture is that you are very conventional and you like family values and you celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you are very into conventional season and conventional activities. Or maybe you are more into, your culture is more like a party, like you like to go to clubs together, to restaurants, to drink. I have a cousin that he has a culture in his relationship in which is based on hanging out, and he's very happy with his girlfriend. Like they hang out like 4 or 5 times per week, every night. They can do it. They have the money, they don't have kids, and they are young, and they are doing it and having a nice time together. That is their culture. What is yours? You need to design your culture, and you need to respect your culture. That is a type of cultivation. Another type of cultivation is the art and business cultivation. I really believe that is your duty as an element of your relationship to create art and business with your partner. And some people will say, oh, that is not a good idea. Like, your wife should be your wife, not your business partner. Your man should be your man, not your business partner. And I understand, because if you get unbalanced in this cultivation, like, you can destroy the whole relationship. Like, business and money can destroy relationships. But if you do this well, it can synergize any other path or any other dimension of the relationship, like anything else. Doing a business together, and if it is a business based on art, will merge your spirits as anything else. Maybe the reproduction of a biological human being, aka to have a son, is similar because you are merging your spirits in a new material form. But when you are doing this with a business and with art, it's also like having a son, but it's a more like a commercial entity. It's like an economical driven entity. It's beautiful. I have a lot of businesses that I am developing and running with my wife. She's my best business partner. I confess sometimes this bring problems, obviously, because we are merging in so many ways. But I know that this is a long term investment. And in 20 years, we're going to look back and we're going to say, we are not only going to say, oh, we have an amazing sex. Oh, we cultivate our sexual energy. Oh, we have a daughter. Oh, we have, we did this and we did that. No, we're going to say also, oh, we built a business together. Oh, we made an art masterpiece together. We are going for the history books together as artists, creating something in common. We are merging our spiritual and creative juices together. We are more united than ever. We are united in business, in art, in culture, in mind, in spirit, in body, in sex, in magic, in family, in politics, in everything. We are a whole. We are a whole. We are a unity. We are not fragmenting any part of our constitution, of our union. It's a beautiful thing to do. So consider consider cultivating business principles and business enterprises with your partner. It may be a very good adventure, but remember, stay balanced and don't let business decisions destroy your intimacy, your sexual activity, and other family values of the culture. It's very, very important. And the last type of cultivation that I want to tell you before giving you extra tips for dual cultivation very quick, I will go through the list very, very quick. So we are ending the podcast very soon. So the last tip that I have for you is the profound intimacy cultivation. And I have an episode about this on Spanish. And if you know Spanish, just search on my YouTube or Spotify stations, Cómo intimar con el universo. Cómo intimar con el universo. How to intimate with the universe. That is, I think, the name. And there I go very in depth in the mechanics of intimacy. But here I just want to say that to be able to express your emotions, to be able to be open, receptive, vulnerable with your partner, that is a cultivation as well. To be communicating constantly your real feelings to your partner every day, that is a cultivation as well. That is something that you must do with your partner, because that type of vulnerability and deep communication is what will vitalize the other enterprises of your relationship. The sex is a lot better when you have intimacy, when you trust the person with your whole heart. You are wholeheartedly immersed in bed, right? Also, we improve the business. If you trust your partner, will improve the art, will improve the raising of your kids, the culture of your family. It will improve the religiosity and the spirituality of both, right? Because yes, you can be intimate with God, but also you need to be intimate with your partner. Like, you need a human form. You are a social being with a social brain. Like, God is very abstract, and God is priority number one. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you cannot talk with God as you are talking with your wife or your husband. Like, you need someone. You need someone that answers you back sometimes. So be open. Don't be hidden. Like, I have a client of mine in coaching that he was so afraid to love his partner that was killing his relationship. He was afraid of being intimate with his partner. Why? Because he said, "Why if my partner hurts me?" And that is a common thought that we all have. Like, why if I give all and my partner destroy me at the end? So maybe if I hold back, that is a good strategy because I'm protecting myself. No, 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 no. That is a horrible strategy. You are fucking up your relationship. You need to go all in or don't go at all. If you're not ready to go all in, all intimate with your partner, stay alone. Stay alone. If you're going to be with someone, be wholeheartedly, all in, all loving. If that person break your trust and betray you, okay, it's going to hurt a little bit, but you gave it all. You cannot say, oh, it didn't work because I was holding back. Never say that. Never say that. It's better to say, she broke my heart when I was giving all. That is a powerful thing to do. And then you will heal, man. You will heal and you will find another person in your life. So dare to be intimate, dare to be vulnerable, dare to be open with your partner in order for being one as you are supposed to. Oh, this is an amazing podcast. So let me just give you what I call the extra tips for dual cultivation. I will not explain them, I just will mention them. So if you want to take notes, this is a good time to do this. And the tips are the following. And by the way, these all work for each one of the cultivations that I discussed: the family culture cultivation, the sexual cultivation, the purpose and meaning cultivation, and the profound intimacy and the art and business cultivations. All of those different aspects of the cultivations that you can do together, you are cultivating that in your relationship in order to, uh, how do you say that? I forgot. Like, when you cultivate something and you can take then the benefits of the fruit, right? Then you will be able to enjoy the benefits of your cultivation, right? So this list can apply to each one of those dimensions of cultivation. Okay. So these are the tips. One, listen to each other more. Listen to each other more. Respect the other's energy. Respect the other's energy. Prioritize integrity in your relationship. Prioritize integrity in your relationship. And if you want to know more about integrity in your relationship, go to my course, The Way to Your Ultimate Integrity. Link is in the description. And in that course, I have a whole lesson about integrity in relationship. The next one, help each other to conquer your dreams. Help each other to conquer your dreams. Maintain alive the sexual spark. Very important. Very important, this one. Maintain alive the sexual spark. Don't become conformist in sexual acts, okay? Not let anyone have a voice in your relationship. I mentioned this before. Not let anyone to have a voice in your relationship. Learn about finances and wealth administration so that money is not an issue. This is a huge one. A lot of couples are good in every other dimension instead of this one. They are not educating themselves to have a better economy. And then this can destroy your relationship, right? A bad economy, definitely. The next one, create a dynasty that reflects the quality of your dual cultivation. And if you don't know what is a dynasty, Google what is a dynasty. It's a beautiful term. I learned it in my travel to India, and it's a mindset that maybe I will do an episode on the future about creating not only your generation, but other generations that are descendant of your union with your partner. And those other generations, other descendants, they will be better than you and better than you and better than you. And the name of the family, the constitution of the family, the pattern. Oh, okay. The name of the family, the pattern will go forever, right? I have like a technical difficulty here, but it seems to be everything good. Okay, let's continue. And the final tip that I want to mention is dare to create a multiverse together. Dare to create a multiverse together. And that's the most beautiful thing. When you collapse the multiverse of your partner with the multiverse of you together, and you create a third thing, a new thing, a more beautiful, enlightened, illuminated, conscious new thing. That is dual cultivation. If you really enjoyed this podcast, please make a comment in the session, just talking about your opinions. Um, that will help, and I will answer that comment. Share this in your social media. Remember that we are on Patreon, and with Patreon, you can only donate $5 per week. And by donating, per month, sorry, per month. So by donating, oh man, what is going on with this? My program is crazy today. By only donating $5 per month, you help us to help other people with this free podcast. So go to Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, remember that we have the chat on Telegram. It's a free chat that you can join if you are enjoying this podcast. And also remember that I'm about to launch my book, Terapia con Derek, Therapy with Derek, very, very soon. Grab your copy as soon and that is as that is out. And finally, visit derekisrael.com. That is the official store. There you can find everything that I have for you to offer in my store, like individual coaching, very soon psychotherapy, um, consulting, spiritual, business mentorships, guru service. What else? The courses, the books, everything else will be on derekisrael.com. I see you in the next